Hello, hi everyone. I am your British sir. Today in this video lesson, I am going to discuss one of the most important and very interesting topics in English by name gerunds and their functions. Dear guys, before going to discuss gerunds and their functions, let's discuss the meaning of gerunds now. Please see here. A verb with ing form which is used as a noun in a sentence is known as a gerund. A gerund is also called a verbal noun. Please look here once again for your better understanding. A verb with ing form which is used as a noun in a sentence is known as a gerund, and a gerund is also called a verbal noun. I hope now it's clear. What are the ing forms in English? Can be used as gerunds. I hope you know ing forms. Any ing form, not particular ing forms, any ing form, if it is used as a noun in the sentence, it is known as gerund. Let's take for example some ing forms. See here, listening. Listening is ing form of listen, and speak, its ing form is what? Speaking. Read, its ing form is reading. Write, its ing form is writing. Okay. Then close, ing form is closing. Say, ing form is saying. Got it? Then jump, its ing form is jumping. Then ride, ing form is riding. Drive, ing form is driving. Okay. Then swim, ing form is swimming. Then run, ing form is running. Jump, ing form is over walk. Walk, ing form is walking, etc. These are all ing forms. You can add good number of ing forms and use them as noun in the sentence. Okay. Now let's discuss how these gerunds are used in different places in the sentence. I mean the functions of gerunds. These are called gerunds. Ing forms, if they are used as nouns, they are called gerunds. And what are the different functions of gerunds? You please see here. Number one. See, gerund is used as a subject of the sentence. Please remember. Gerund is used as a subject of the sentence. Subject of the sentence. What's this? Gerund is used as a subject of the sentence. For example, writing makes a man perfect. See, writing makes a man what? Makes a man perfect. Do you know who has given this statement? Francis Bacon, who is known as the father of essays in English, has given this statement. In this sentence, what's the subject? Writing is subject. It is subject to the verb makes. So the word which is used as the subject of the sentence is in ing form. It is called gerund of the sentence. Gerund means verbal noun. It is ing form playing the role of subject. Subject is known as noun here. So it is called verbal noun. Verbal noun. Understand? Second example, gerund can be used as an object of the sentence. Gerund is used as an object of the sentence. Okay, here in the first sentence, gerund means ing form is used in the subject place. The word which is used before noun is known as subject. Okay, a word which comes after the verb is known as object. For example, listening. Listening helps speaking. Listening helps speaking. Come on, you please look at the sentence. Listening is also ing form. It has come before subject. So this is before the verb. So it is subject. And speaking is also ing form. It has come after the main verb, helps. So speaking is object here. Listening is subject here. So gerund is used subject of the sentence in the second sentence, and it is also used here as an object. For example, one more example I'd like to give you. I start teaching English. I start teaching English. Here, start is main verb of the sentence. And to this main verb, teaching is an object. Okay, and English is an object to the gerund. This is very interesting. I start teaching English. Here teaching is a gerund, ing form, which is used after the main verb, so it's called gerund. And after gerund, one more noun is used, that is object to the gerund. Okay, teaching is object to the start, English is object to teaching. Please remember. Okay, now third function, third use of gerund is gerund is used as an object of the preposition. An object of the preposition. Okay, please see here. Gerund is used as an object of the preposition. For example, I think of teaching English. Here in this sentence, think is main verb, of is preposition, and the teaching is used after the preposition. Therefore, it is called prepositional object. Here in this sentence, teaching is an object to the preposition of. Understand? Then we know about going to college. Come on, we know about going to college. Here know is main verb. About is preposition. And after about, what is used here? ing form is used. Therefore, ing form, if it comes after a preposition in a sentence, it is known as an object to the preposition. It is a noun. When it comes after a preposition, it is called object to the preposition. Please remember. I hope it's clear. So far we discussed gerund is used as a subject of the sentence. For example, writing makes a man perfect. Reading makes a man ready. You know it. Secondly, gerund is used as an object of the sentence. For example, listening helps speaking. I start teaching English. Keep smiling. Keep smiling. Here smiling is object to the main verb. Then third usage, gerund is used as an object of the preposition. For example, I think of teaching English. Then we know about going to college. These are some examples, some usages or some functions of the gerunds. Now let's move to next function where gerund is used. The next function that gerund does is very interesting. This is the fourth function. Please remember, gerund is used after some adjectives in English. Gerund is used after some adjectives. Some adjectives like, please remember, no good, no use, worth and not worth. These are very interesting points you have to keep in mind. What are they? Gerund can be used after no good, no use, worth, not worth. For example, it's no good, it's no good, talking about, it's no good talking about, it's no good talking about the past incidents. Yes, it's no good talking about the past incident. Then you can say it's no use. It's no use. It's no use by hurting everything. It's no use by hurting everything. Here, no use is followed by hurting. By hurting is a gerund. Here, talking is gerund. They are used after no good, no use. You know that this book is worth reading. This book is worth reading. Okay? That sight is not worth seeing. That sight is not worth seeing. This movie is worth watching. Okay? You can give good number of examples. Now, fifth function of the gerund. Gerund can be used, please remember, gerund is used after possessive adjectives. Come on, you please see here. Gerunds used after possessive adjectives. Gerunds used after possessive adjectives. Now the question comes to your mind. What are the possessive adjectives? Possessive adjectives are very simple. They are, please look here, my, our, your, his, her, its, their. Please remember, these are always used before nouns. These are called possessive adjectives, and these are used before nouns. For example, you all know about my teaching. See, you all know about my teaching. Please remember, here my is possessive adjective, teaching is gerund. Why? It's used as a noun in the sentence. Come on. Then they told me about their arriving late. They told me about their arriving late. Okay? Then she thought of her crossing the road. She thought of her crossing the road. Please remember, in all these sentences, what happens? About mine, about their, of her. Understand? They are used, gerunds are used after possessive adjectives. Possessive adjectives, my, our, your, his, her, its, their. If ing form comes after these possessive adjectives, it's known as gerund. Gerunds are nouns. Clear? Okay. Dear guys, I am going to discuss the sixth function of gerunds, which is very interesting. I hope you like it. Sixth function. Gerunds are used after the verbs like remember and regret, with a special meaning. What's the special meaning? How it is used? See here. One example I'll give you, so it will make clear. For example, the students The students remembered giving examples. The students remembered giving examples. The students remembered giving examples, and the teachers regretted. The teachers regretted saying those harsh words. Please remember here. It's very interesting if I tell you its usage. The students remembered giving examples, and the teachers regretted saying those harsh words. Here, giving examples is one action, remembered is next action. Regretted is one action, saying those words is second action. Now the question comes to our mind, which action has taken place first? Please remember, giving examples is first action. Saying those harsh words is first action. Remembering is next action. It is later action. Giving examples is the action which has already taken place first. Saying those words, somebody has said something earlier, afterwards regretted. The students remembered giving examples. Remembering is next action. Giving example is first action. I hope you got my point. The action which has taken place first is expressed with the help of gerund. The action which has taken place next is expressed with the help of main verb here. If I say, I remember going to temples. Remember is next action. Going to temple is action took place in past. I mean past action. I hope this point is clear. Last, the usage, the last function of gerund is, gerunds are used in passives, in passivize. How? One example I'll give you. Okay, Suresh stopped. Understand? Suresh stopped driving the car. This is a sentence given in activize. If you want to change this sentence into passivize, it's very simple. See here, Suresh, subject we have to write as it is. Main verb, what's here? Stopped. Please write it as it is. Stopped. Suresh stopped. Now, driving is gerund and the car is object of the gerund. Okay, you do one thing. Object of the gerund, you write before gerund here, the car. Then driving should be shifted at last and preceded by being. Being driven. See, gerund should be converted into PPF. Suresh stopped the car being driven. I hope this point is clear. Suresh stopped the car being driven. Here, gerund is converted into PPF and PPF is preceded by being. This is the way how we have to change gerund into passivize. Dear guys, so far you came to know what's meant by gerund and what are the different functions of the gerunds, they do in the sentences. I'm sure this has definitely helped you in understanding the gerunds and their functions. And thanks a ton for watching this video, and see you all with one more new interesting topic in English. Till then, bye.